From the age of 18, Pastor Ken Austin has been a major part of the transportation system wherever he served. In about 1980, after Pastor Ken got his first professional job, he went to Florence Volkswagen to test drive his dream car, a 1980 Volkswagen Scirocco MK2. He kept it for 2 long days and nights. He was in love and ready to pull the trigger. When he drove it back to the dealership with a done deal in mind, something happened inside his heart and head. Pastor Ken Austin was the youth leader in his church and elected to be on the district youth leadership team. He knew his church didn't have the transportation to get their youth to the meeting. The single Ken Austin got out of what was his dream sports car and never looked back. You may say his heart grew 9 times. He walked over to the red 9-passenger Chevrolet station wagon and knew that was what he was supposed to do. He drove off in a wagon, but not the Volkswagen. The sixth generation redesigned Impala was introduced in 1977 and featured more headroom, rear seat leg room, and trunk space. The redesigned 1977 Impala was named Motor Trend's Car of the Year. Not a girl in town liked it. He got lots of laughs for driving a red station wagon, but he took many young people off to college in it and would pick them up in it and bring them back home on holidays or weekends. He took children to school in it also. He drove their youth department as far as Boston for conventions in it. He drove them to New York, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Virginia, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and New Orleans, just to name a few of the places. He would tell you the most joyful trip he had was the opportunity to drive the church mothers to Asbury Park, New Jersey, to their convention. He was interrogated all the way up there and back, but he loved every minute of it and will never forget that trip. He was his pastor's chauffeur, driving him anywhere he needed to be. Yes, Thomasina was one of those college students that Pastor Ken would pick up for church, sometimes early enough to stop for breakfast, and often in taking her home, dinner or ice cream was included. In 1983, Pastor Ken married Thomasina, one of his lovely passengers, and they went on a ride for life. They had no idea that a bus would be in front of their house for life. Pastor Ken studied and received his National Emergency Medical Technician license with ambulance driving. He once received an award for driving an infant to Children's Hospital in Birmingham. On the way there, the vehicle stopped with the infant still inside. Pastor Ken called for a tow truck and requested that the driver bring fuel also. Pastor Ken had noticed while driving the fuel gauge never moved. They had left with a full tank and it was still registering full. They put the fuel in the ambulance and it started right up. Pastor Ken safely drove the infant to the hospital and the ambulance and crew back to Maxwell Air Force Base. His vehicle knowledge possibly saved the life of that infant, but for sure saved lots of money the Air Force would have paid to tow the vehicle back to Montgomery and to have another ambulance take the infant to Birmingham. The home church was in Tuskegee, so driving never stopped. There were other members that lived in Montgomery also that rode with Pastor Ken. Pastor Ken has always been the church van driver. In Tuskegee, he was the pastor's chauffeur on many trips. When he started working at Common Ground and they needed a bus driver with CDL to transport the children, Ken took the initiative and taught himself how to drive the bus. He studied online, passed the test, and got his CDL the first try. He has been driving ever since. He has driven children to Prattville Christian Academy, Montgomery Christian School, and Valiant Cross Academy. For about 45 years, Pastor Ken has driven at the same pay rate of a chance to redirect a life. By Thursday last week, Ken had worked over 55 hours. Please help us retire Pastor Ken Austin from being the van, station wagon, and bus driver. This will add to Pastor Ken's life and bring him closer to driving Thomasina to church in his dream car, a 1959 Cadillac convertible Series 62. Don't ask him about it. He'll tell you everything and more than you want to know about it. For a special treat to Pastor Ken, if you were one of his passengers, share a memory. For Pastor Ken's 63rd birthday, consider donating $63 to the Mercy House to help hire a bus driver. If you can, please commit to $63 per month to help us maintain a good professional driver for our youth.